Very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News here on TV1. You're joining me, David Paldano. Now, before we head into your stories in more detail, let's first take a look at your headlines this afternoon. The Provincial Council election will be held under the electorate system and the proportionate system. Party leaders meeting to be held for the final decision. Who will be responsible for the port city? 600,000 Chinese COVID-19 vaccines to be brought to the country tomorrow. No approval to hold musical shows and New Year festivals during the new season. Now taking a look at one of your headline-making stories. A new draft bill to establish the Provincial Council has been proposed to the Cabinet of Ministers. The bill, which includes a number of amendments, proposes to elect 70% of the Provincial Councillors on the electorate system and 30% on the proportional system.
A
new bill with regard to the establishment of provincial councils was submitted to the Cabinet of Ministers yesterday. In order to establish a stable provincial council, it was proposed that 2 bonus seats per district should be provided to the elected faction in a particular province. The Provincial Council of the Western Province should be provided 6 bonus seats, as it consists of 3 districts. Accordingly, the Provincial Council of North Central Provinces should be provided 4 bonus seats. Further, it was proposed to elect 70% of the provincial councillors on the electorate system and 30% on the proportional system. It was also proposed that each faction of the provincial council should consist of 3 candidates. The final decision in this regard will be made by the President following discussions held with other party leaders. This will allow party leaders to raise their concerns without limiting it to just the Cabinet of Ministers. It was also revealed at the Cabinet media briefing held today that although the port city is under a separate governing body, the power to appoint it resides with the President.
There is a proposal to set aside a separate committee for the administration of the Colombo Port City, which is a massive national investment. Under this, a significant number of tax reliefs have been provided for the city. Several laws related to BOI have been exempted. Given that such a significant tax relief has been provided, how much income do you think we can actually generate from this project?
Actually, the port city is one of the most massive investments the country has received. Under this, I believe Sri Lanka can be transformed into the business center of Asia, especially because of the geographical location of the country being situated right in the middle of Asia. Since Sri Lanka did not grab hold of this golden opportunity, countries like Singapore and Dubai became alternatives for business capitals. We hope to develop infrastructure facilities that will allow the biggest international banks and communication companies to make Sri Lanka their headquarters. Sri Lanka's biggest asset is its location. We have to use that. That is why President Rajapaksa stated he wanted to transform Sri Lanka to a center for business, aviation, naval, energy and knowledge in his manifesto in 2010. The Colombo Port City is one step forward in this endeavour. This project aims to develop crucial infrastructure for Sri Lanka that will be vital to this process.
Hong Kong
ha Macau wage casino hub එකක් බවට පත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ද මේ port city එක.
Although the previous government had such intentions, we do not. Our government does not want to earn profits by destroying our nation's culture. We want to nurture it.
මේක අපේ ස්වෛරීත්වයට තර්ජනයක් කියලා දකින්න නැද්ද? මොකද මේක පාලනය කරන්නේ කුමන කණ්ඩායමක්ද? මේක හොංකොං වගේ විධායක කෙනෙක් ආණ්ඩුකාරවරයෙක්
කිසිසේත්ම නැහැ. ඒක සම්පූර්ණ.
Absolutely not. This is entirely incorrect. Hong Kong was under the British for 200 years and then handed over to China. Because there were 2 cultures and 2 systems, it was decided that a separate governor should handle the administration. However, in this case, it will be handled by an administration panel called the Port City Commission, appointed by the President himself with the people's power.
සියලුම සමාජිකයන් රටේ ජනතාවගේ ජනවරමින් පත්තුණු විධායක ජනාධිපතිතුමා විසින් තමයි පත් කරන්නේ.
2 bowsers containing coconut oil suspected to be substandard have been found during a raid carried out in the Dangkotua area.
According to the police, 55,000 litres of coconut oil was found in the bowsers. The raid had been carried out last night based on a tip received by the Dankodua police. Investigations are being carried out to confirm whether the coconut oil was substandard and part of the coconut oil notified for re-export. The coconut oil brought for the Sinhalese and Tamil New Year contains toxic. Innocent families and children will have symptoms of diseases and could die as a result. Who will be responsible for this? The government must realize who brought down this substandard coconut oil. How much was spent on this deal? If substandard coconut oil is being imported, there must be a government involvement. If there is no government involvement, these toxic coconut oil would not be brought down.
කෙනෙක් සම්බන්ධ නොවුනා නම් මේ මිනිස්සු මේ කුණු පොල් තෙල් ගේන්නේ නැහැ.
දඹුල්ලේ කඩ දෙකක්.
Two shops in Dambulla were sealed because they sold coconut oil containing aflatoxin. That's all. Where are the businessmen and companies who brought down aflatoxin to Sri Lanka? Are there no laws in place for them? They are the ones who brought it down in the first place. Furthermore, when the health ministry stated that this contained aflatoxin, from the Standard Bureau issued a false statement saying that there is no aflatoxin. Are there no laws being enacted against him? Then where is the army officer who said he will transform customs and turn it upside down? Is the one who dealt out everything to the entire country. Now they are going to random shops and arresting shopkeepers one by one. But what happens to the three masterminds behind the poisoning of the entire country?
The cabinet has approved the construction of a single sleeper multi-tide tamping machine covering the entire city of Colombo through 4 railway lines for the Department of Railways as a private investment.
As a practical solution for the traffic congestion in the city, 4 railway lines will be built covering the entire urban area of Colombo. Railway lines have been named Red, Green, Blue and Purple. A 42-kilometer elevated railway track named Red or Rakta will be constructed from Ratgama to Kottava through Peta. The 28-kilometer long second railway track named Green or Haritha will be constructed from Moratuwa to Kalaniya via Narayanpeta. A 23-kilometer long blue or Neela railway track will be constructed from Kottava to Hunupitiya through Isurupaya. The final railway track named Purple or Dam will be constructed from the port city to Aturugiriya via Borella.
The health sector has decided to disallow Sinhalese New Year festivals, carnivals and musical programs. State Minister Dr. Sudarshani Fernandez-Pillay said the decision was taken in line with the existing restrictions imposed on public gatherings owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. The State Minister also requested everyone celebrating the Sinhala and Tamil New Year to do so with family members, given priority to following COVID-19 rules and regulations. She warned the public to exercise extreme caution, bearing in mind that the third waves are being reported in other parts of the world. Meanwhile, a motor accident in the Rajanganaya area along the Anuradhapura-Puttala main road claimed the life of a child and injured 2 others.
The accident occurred when a car veered off the road and fell into a stream that is about 30 feet deep. An 8-year-old girl lost her life due to the accident. The mother and the eldest daughter of the family, who was seriously injured, have been transferred to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital for further treatment after being admitted to the Nochiagama Divisional Hospital. Police suspect that the driver had fallen asleep and caused the accident. Further investigations are currently being carried out by the Motor Traffic Division of the Rajanganaya Police.
Retired High Commissioner of Pakistan Mohammad Saad Khattak visited Anuradhapura yesterday.
Pakistan High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Major General Mohammad Saad Khattak, called on the chief incumbent of the Ruwan Valley Sire, Venerable Dr. Pallegama Hemaratana Thera this afternoon. He also extended an invitation to the chief incumbent to visit Buddhist temples in Pakistan. The High Commissioner of Pakistan had stated that special facilities and security will be provided to the Buddhist community in Sri Lanka to visit Buddhist places of worship in Pakistan in the future. Meanwhile, the High Commissioner of Pakistan visited the Mihintale Rajamahaviharaya last evening and called on the chief incumbent, Venerable Walawa Hanguna Vave Dhammaratana Thera. The chief incumbent of the Mihintale Rajamahaviharaya presented a memento to the High Commissioner.
Minister Ramesh Pattana stated today that the second dose of coronavirus vaccines will be given in the next few weeks.
We already have stocks of 400,000 vaccines for the rollout of the second dosage. Furthermore, 600,000 doses of China's Sinopharm vaccine will be brought down tomorrow. Accordingly, despite minor delays, it has been proposed to bring India's AstraZeneca vaccine down again in April or May. Those who receive their first dose will soon receive the second dose in the weeks to come.
Now on to a COVID-19 update. According to the Ministry of Health, 950 confirmed COVID-19 patients have been directed towards quarantine at their own residence. Chief Epidemiologist of the Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Sudarshan Samravira said 2 shopping complexes have been shut down following the identification of COVID-19 cases, adding that PCR tests are constantly conducted in Jaffna. The Department of Government Information said 215 confirmed COVID-19 cases have been reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. Meanwhile, another 5 COVID-19 deaths were reported in the country yesterday. Now, the police constable who assaulted a lorry driver in Pannipitiya has been arrested. This was during an investigation conducted by a special police team.
පොලිස් නිලධාරියා විසින් අදාළ පුද්ගලයාගේ උදරය පාගමින් සිදු කරන මෙම ක්‍රියාව කිසිසේත් අපි අනුමත කරන්නේ නැහැ.
We condemn the violent actions of the police officer. What he should have done in that situation was to arrest the individual in concern following the principles of the law. He had no authority to act in the manner that he did. He was suspended from office and was also arrested by the Maharagama police. He will be presented before the Nugegoda courts today. We will not be lax on this matter. This is a heinous crime that does not align with the standards of the profession in any way. The Sri Lanka police will continue to take extremely strict measures regarding this.
චාරයට නොගැලපෙන ක්‍රියාවක් ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඉතා දැඩි ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොලිසිය විසින් ගනු ලබනවා.
Now, this incident was reported in Pannipitiya last morning. The officer in question is a traffic constable of the Maharagama police. The driver of the lorry was allegedly assaulted by this constable after the driver had hit the OIC of the Maharagama Police Traffic Division yesterday with his lorry when the OIC was on traffic duty. The OIC was injured in the accident and was thereafter admitted to the Kalubowila hospital. We bring your attention back to the video that was circulating on social media. Turo Kappa Karu initiative is continuing today as well, centering Bandarawala and the Ratnapura districts. We are now joined by Newsfirst.lk for more information.
Today is the 5th day of the Turo Kappa Karu campaign and the team has arrived in the Bandarawala area. Now, as you know, Bandarawala is a picturesque and beautiful area, and as you can see, the scouts and students of this area and surrounding areas have come together to conduct a tree planting program at the Bandarawala Technical College. Now, this is the 5th day of the Turo Kappa Karu campaign, committed to planting 25,000 trees across the country in all 25 districts, supported by the Sri Lanka Scouts troop. It is also important to note that the Turo Kappa Karu campaign is brought to you by Eslon together with Gammadda and Newsfirst. The very different thing about this concept of Turo Kappa Karu is that each tree will be provided a protector or an owner. And as you can see, each tree has been assigned a QR code. And by scanning this QR code and using a special app developed specifically for this program, each student and each parent can update the progress of each of these trees. Now stay tuned to Newsfirst as this campaign will continue for the next 11 days across the country. For the Newsfirst team, I am Disal Kapuge reporting from Bandarawala.
And with that, we wrap up lunchtime news here on TV1. For more news, log on to our award-winning website, that is www.newsfirst.lk. For the Newsfirst team, I'm David Paldano. Take care.